Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your random reading, I suppose, and we are focusing on money, career, opportunities. This is not about love. So this can't be about love. I'm just saying, Sag. I feel like sometimes, um I don't know, Sag, but this is not a love reading. There's nothing in here remotely about love. So, just so you know that, and that may help you decide whether you want to watch it or not. As always, personal readings are always available. Please check out the description. And there's a whole story here, Sag. I have to tell you. Sag, there is. And it feels like for some people, you're wanting to move on from what you're currently doing. So if you're happy where you are, I don't think this is your reading. Okay, but let's get on with it, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on. So we are focusing on new opportunities coming in, what is growing in the current moment, and what you need to let go of. Okay, so we're going to start with what's under the deck here for you, Sagittarius. So, interesting. We're seeing gifts and movement under the deck. So I feel like you may be exploring some gifts you didn't know you had that are really going to push you forward. And it's also giving you some advice, to be honest. Because I feel like some are in this crossroads of what to do now, right? And builder and let go is here. So it could be that what you're trying to build just isn't currently working and you may need to let go. That could mean surrender, of course, but it could mean walking away from a situation that just isn't building regarding career and finance, okay? And as far as gifts, I feel like for some, you may be traveling and school is here. So you may take the time in the midst of this crossroads to go back to school, to do some traveling, and maybe you go to school somewhere else. Like maybe you have to travel to school because there's an awful lot here about traveling going on, Sag. So, and the truth is like, I just feel like whatever in regards to building, whatever you've been trying to build, there is something changing here. And I do feel for some, really a lot. I mean, you may be looking to change jobs, but it does feel like for some there's going to be this venturing out on your own, entrepreneurship in particular, having your own business. Because, we're actually going to start with what you need to let go of, even though it's the last placement here. Because I feel like there are people here who want to leave what they're currently doing. It could be you want to leave a job that isn't working, that you don't like. And I feel like you don't like it because of other people. Because prickly situation, ending, beginning. I feel like you want to just walk away because of other people. But the universe is saying that while it's a good idea to look for something new, it's not a good idea, and we all know this, don't leave your current until you have something for the future. And, definitely hold your temper in check. Don't engage. Just, fake it till you make it, Sag. Until you find something new, you may just have to put up with not liking it, and I feel like, too, it may not be people, but just seriously needing a change. Because with the Three of Swords being here, you just don't like it. It just doesn't feel good to you. And the Three of Swords with the Six of Swords reversed, it could be that you're fighting with coworkers, or you don't agree with the people you work with. You don't agree with how this job operates. Something about it, it just doesn't agree with you. And it kind of never ends. Like, it's like there's things here that never get resolved. So we never get anywhere, right? But with the Queen of Pentacles being here, you have to think about what's good for you and your stability. Okay? And so maybe that could mean do not leave this situation until you have a new one. Because you don't want to put yourself into a bad financial situation, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, and look, what's interesting here is that we're seeing more about going to school. Education is here with direction. And so if you're thinking about going to school, it's kind of telling you that you may need to stay in your current position until that's done. Okay, it seems really specific to me. Seems really specific. And it is really important that no matter what you do here, you do this, you make these plans alone, because strategy and drama and the King of Swords, it's important because, it could be that you have enemies where you are. People just looking to undercut you, right? The King of Swords plans and definitely develops a plan, and he definitely keeps it to himself, close to his vest. That is the King of Swords. And it's because I feel like I was hearing that what could happen is that if you tell other people, it could actually happen where they let someone else know and then you lose your job. So you want to be really careful about sharing your plans with others. I know I'm working backwards. It's really strange, right? So there definitely is a need to create a strategy and keep it to yourself. Definitely, because you very well may have people who don't have your back, who are just looking for an opportunity, looking for an opportunity. So keep that in mind. So new opportunities are interesting, because I feel like specifically if you're not happy where you are, it's like really difficult, the job market, really hard to find a job. Frozen is saying, there may be a hiring freeze or no new work now. And there's also a need for you to really see your value and act accordingly. So it's like, don't take a new job just to get out of your current situation if it doesn't offer you something. Like if it doesn't offer you your worth, or we don't go for a new job if there isn't like a big incentive to leave. It's specifically money. If there isn't an additional benefit for you, that's something you need to think about. And what you're really being called to is, we can feel very frustrated, and, situations can appear much more difficult than they actually are when we're not following what we truly love or following our true passion. And I feel like instead of just getting another job to get by so you don't have to deal with these other people or situations, Spirit wants you to focus on, going after what you really feel passionate about. For real. Because the Seven of Wands is here, the Two of Wands, the Emperor, and the Two of Cups reversed. And don't let anyone influence you. I feel like that might be an issue too. Like with the Seven of Wands and the Two of Wands, right? It really, this is about planning for the future, but this is about planning for your future. And so you're really being asked to really consider what you feel passionate. What are you willing to fight for? And it's interesting because we won't fight for things that we don't feel passionate about. We really won't. And, I feel like with the Seven of Wands, you're really being, because this Seven of Wands is about putting yourself first, is about a challenge, and definitely not going with what other people think you should do. Now is the time to say, well, what is something I feel really passionate about? What do I really want to fight for? And with the Two of Wands, there's a decision here. There definitely is a decision. And I feel like this really boils down to what you want for yourself and not what you want with people. Now, because the Two of Cups is reversed with the Emperor, this is something you're building for yourself. And I don't feel like this is something that you're, building with people. I think this is something you may be considering going out on your own, your own business with the Emperor, and not letting other people influence your decision here is really key. And the Two of Cups also deals with you and your higher self and what you're aligned to. And the truth is like whatever you're doing currently, or maybe you have settled for things just to pay the bills that you're not necessarily aligned to. And what's happening here is coming into a time that you are focused on what you align with. There's a need for you to do that now, not just think about, how the right thing to do or how it's always done. The Emperor really has to do with structures that have been in place, right? And now it's time to figure out what it is you really want, what you feel passionate about, what truly aligns with you and your spirit, right? And I feel like there may be this journey of discovering what that is. That may be why you're traveling. That might be why you're going to school. So that you can figure out what it is you want to build. Because I really am feeling a restlessness, Sag. A restlessness for sure. Page of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Four of Swords. It's really time to think of beyond security. Okay? There will always be an opportunity for you, Sag, to have jobs that pay the bills. But what is it that your heart desires in terms of work? In terms of life path and life purpose? It's not time to necessarily act, but it kind of is too. I mean, this really feels like this is for people who have really done the right thing in terms of security. And now, there is a restlessness to explore, to open up to new things, to open up to, and with the Queen of Wands, it's saying, I'm just going to get out there and try new things and find my passion. There seems to be that. Jeez. Because you've done this thing, Sag. Like, strength is here again. We see it in every reading. So this is going to be very important to you this year. Okay? And having this strength to go after what you truly want, what you truly desire. And the truth is like once you set out for this, you're going to find people, Three of Cups, who want to do it with you. Okay? So there is going to be support if that is what you're concerned about. The Fool, the Eight of Wands, literally all you have to do is start talking about it. Start exploring. Start figuring out. If you have an existing passion, this is kind of telling you it's the time. It's the time. But of course, it's not saying you should have your ducks in a row before you go out and do it. So it's just like, of course, like money's always required, Sag. It's always required to be able to do what we want to do. But you probably want to really keep in check impulsiveness. You kind of want to have a plan. Because although you're showing up in some very beautiful wand energy in terms of discovering new things and exploring, make sure the resources are there. So in other words, you may have to keep a job and do this part-time. Do it a little bit at a time. That's the Emperor. Until you can do it the whole way. So we're going to take a look and see where this is leading you. And maybe you don't even know, what you feel passionate about. And maybe that's why you're going to school. Maybe that's why you're exploring things. With the Two of Cups reversed, maybe you don't know what you align with. But you just have an itch in you, right? Okay, so let's see where this is leading you, Sagittarius. Let's use tarot. Where is this leading Sagittarius? And this really is the time when we should be trying new things, I don't know if that seemed like conflicting messages, in terms of quit your job, don't quit your job. You are supposed to go after things you feel passionate about. You aren't supposed to let money stand in your way on some level, but you still have to have seed there. You know what I mean? You still have to live, Sagittarius. But what you're not supposed to do is take another job that you will, feel the dread. You know what I mean? Just to get past a difficult situation, perhaps with the people you work with or something like that. Interesting. Where is this leading Sagittarius? Where is this leading Sagittarius? I know I've been thinking about learning a lot. I've been taking a course and reading a lot of books. It's something Sagittarius loves. And it's also something you can do in midst of stagnation. It really helps us to feel inspired and motivated. So where is this leading Sagittarius? Six of Wands. Where is this leading Sagittarius? I feel like you're going to do these things, but I feel like you also are afraid. I don't know. Where is this leading Sagittarius? And I feel like this is the itch too, Sag. I really do. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're afraid because you have responsibilities and you have obligations. And, so it may be a challenge in your mind to take another path or go after things that don't have any, that you don't know if they'll work out. But the universe is showing up for you. Okay? It's kind of like you need to put the desire out there. So maybe putting the desire out there is starting a course or learning about different things. Four of Swords. Where is this leading Sagittarius? Knight of Wands. Ace of Swords. Okay. Five of Swords. Where is this leading Sagittarius? Oh. Nine of Cups. With the Ace of Wands on the bottom. Interesting. So, I mean, Six of Wands. You know, it may be that you are sharing these things, you know, and really sharing with people that you want to do something new. You want to, there's something you want for yourself, and you're afraid to do it because of, you know, all you are carrying on your back with like the Ten of Wands. It's like, but I'd like to go out and do this. I'd like to travel, but I have all of these responsibilities and all of these obligations, right? And that's when the universe steps in. They're giving you something. The universe is providing a way, okay? And literally, with the Four of Swords, it's what you've been waiting for, right? And it's only a matter of doing it. To be quite honest with you, with the Ace of Swords, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You know, and of course, there is some conflict within you. Is this the right thing to do? Would I be hurting myself? But with the Nine of Cups being here, sometimes you just got to do things for you, right? For you. And I feel like you feel weighed down by your responsibility to others in this situation. For sure. Because I feel like there may be some people telling you not to do it. That is going to set you back. But I think that you're going to do it. I think you're going to do it. So how does this all turn out for Sagittarius? Page of Swords. Okay. How does this all turn out for Sagittarius? The Hierophant. You're doing it, man. I do feel like there are some people here who are definitely going to go to school. Now, this may be some sort of spiritual study, to be honest. But also, if you take the time to get the information, I feel like the way to be able to do this, there may be a larger institution that can help you. Or just a person. Maybe you're asking a person, how do I make this happen? How can I do this? King of Cups. There's someone here who wants to help. And what's interesting is they want to help and they're giving you an option, right? Which you might be unsure of, but I kind of feel like this, and I'm hearing this, this has to do with an opportunity where you could work and go to school. Strength again. Four of Pentacles. And you're trying to figure out if you want to do this. Because part of this, the Strength card, the Four of Pentacles, and the Emperor, like maybe there's not as much pay, or maybe you're concerned about your foundation, your home, you know, what you're responsible for, because this is like, yeah, look, another one about school. Like, is this a good idea? It is. And your concern is like the time you're going to have to invest in it. But this King of Cups has an opportunity for you. It could be that they're showing you how you could do this, right? How you can make this happen. And, you know, with the Two of Pentacles, yeah, there's a trade-off here. There's a trade-off. You might have to take less pay in order to go to school at the same time. So, you know, it's you figuring out if this is good for you. I do feel like you're excited about it. It's something completely different. Excited and conflicted at the same time. Yeah, Sag. So let's see what the final words are. advice and final words for you. Final words for Sagittarius. If this is your story, please let me know in the comments. I love y'all sharing your experience. I don't get too wrapped up in the negativity, but it's still an open space for you to share your experience. Final words for Sagittarius. What are your final words? Final words for Sagittarius. Final words for Sagittarius. Oh, new life, Sag. Final words for Sagittarius. And that's 12, which is also, it's like the end of one thing and the start of another. Death and rebirth. And what Spirit is saying to you is that you say you want change, right? You say you want change. And to end, you know, what's going on currently in terms of the round and round, right? Maybe you keep going round and round and never getting anywhere. Yeah, this is about, like, because it's like you do the right thing, right? By the book, you do what people expect of you. You do what is expected of you. But it always leaves you in the same space. And it's time for you to be happy, Sag. It's time for you to grab something for you. And that opportunity is presenting itself. Ooh, message in a bottle. Yeah. And it's like you can finally breathe out. This is what you've been waiting for. You have a lot of questions, you know, in terms of how good this would be. Yeah, like, would this be good for me or is it not good for me? And you're going to need to be flexible, which we very much saw. Because if you take this opportunity and you go to school, that, you know, that could, first of all, Two of Pentacles, make you very busy. You would have a lot on your plate. And it's not a short-term thing. So that's really something for you to think about. Okay, Sag. But if you're claiming to want a new life, sometimes you can't just go with the way things are, because the way things are, nothing's changing. Okay. Sagittarius. So that's what I have for you. I hope this helps you. Toodles.